adaptation. Here is the few diagram of the hydrophytic plant. The three plants are Hydrilla, Vallisneria, Ceratophyllum of submerged plant, Ecornia, and the floating hydrophytes. That is the floating plant. The third one is the Sagittaria, that is the amphibious plant. Here is the some characters of the hydrophytic plant. There are some plant character. The first one is the root poorly developed. In Vallisneria, leaves are thin and ribbon shaped. Generally, cuticle and stomata are absent in the hydrophytic plant. There is no secondary growth. But in some plant, the leaves are the large. In majority of the hydrophyte, there is no differentiation of the mesophyll cells into the palisade and the spongy cell, but there is a differentiation in palisade and mesophyll cells in few floating hydrophytes and the amphibious hydrophyte. The floating hydrophytes is divided into two groups. The free floating, which float on the surface of the water, is for example is the Azolla lemna, Ceratophyllum, Azolla, Spirodela, and the fixed floating, the lower part of the plant is fixed in the mud and the upper part remain floating. Here the leaves are the large and the circular. There is one important character in the hydrophyte is the erenchyma. Erenchyma is the cavity. Erenchyma is the cavity, and the cavity, that is basically the parenchyma cells which surround the parenchyma cells which are surrounded by the air cavities is known as the erenchyma, and it is one of the important character of the hydrophyte. Generally, the plant of the hydrophytes are the spongy in nature, slim in touch, green in color, does not show the secondary growth, and the roots are poorly developed. But in Ecornia, but in Ulfia and the Ceratophyllum, the roots are absent. Here is the submerged amphibious plant that leads to both aquatic and the terrestrial mode of life. The stem is thin and spongy, root poorly developed, submerged in the here. One important character is the leaves are of two types. One is the submerged leaf and the other one is the emergent leaf. The vegetative reproduction takes place with the help of the fragmentation. The mesophytic plants are found in moderate soil where water conditions are not so high. The temperature is normal, and there is the adaptation of so mesophytic plants are placed in between the hydrophytes and the xerophyte. Here is the adaptation of the mesophyte. The well-developed root system absorbs water from soil. Root cap present. Stems are solid, erect, freely branched. Leaves have chlorophyll, carry photosynthesis. Leaves of the various shape. Leaves have many stomata for exchange of gases and transpiration. Aerial part of the plant, like leaf branches, have the layer of the cuticle prevent the loss of the water by evaporation. For example, there is the many plants, that is the tomato, mango, mustard, maize, etc. Here is the two diagrams are given here. One diagram of the mustard, other was the maize plant. The xerophytic plant, which are those plants which grow in the deficiency of water soil. Xeric means deficiency of water and the phyta means plant. The two main purpose of xerophytic plants are, the one is the absorbs more water and retain, and the reduce the rate of transpiration. Generally, the type of the xerophytic plants are divided into the four groups: the ephemeral, drought evading, non-succulent, and the succulent plant. Ephemeral, the plant complete the life cycle within 4 to 6 weeks, that is the annual. The plants are small in size. Here is the example: Avena, barbata. Drought evading, very small plant, need low amount of water for growth. Example: lily family, non-succulent plant, slow growing plant. Example: Acacia caparis, succulent plant, the thick fleshy stem leaves storing large amount of water, absorb water, resist the effect of the drought condition. Here is an example: the agave, cactus, aponcia, etc., etc. But there is the general morphology and adaptation of the xerophytic plant one and xerophytic plants. Thank you.